another episode of The Good,
The Bad,
The 30. So for this episode, we do not have our girl Lex here, but we are sending warm welcomes and warm love to our girl. We love you so much.
Yeah,
and we miss
Dada.
you. Yeah, Dada is crazy. But we do have a very special guest here with us today. She is my college classmate. She has taken up amazing space in this media world with her amazing personality, her style, her love, and her grace. Miss Anisa Brenee.
Hey guys. Look, I gotta look at both. Hey guys. I don't want to get yelled at.
Welcome.
What's up?
How are you feeling?
Very blessed to be here.
Very blessed.
Y'all have
Man,
been knocking them out.
Hey.
We
do
were
what we
just talking
can.
about how we just finished 20 episodes
Yeah.
prior to we're at episode 20 for, but this is the life.
Hold on.
Dawn
time. Okay.
Yes, this is the
Yeah, I mean, I call myself a certified yapper, but I think y'all got me beat. I think
You
y'all
know what? I
got me
look
beat.
forward to the apps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's the on the rocks sometimes.
Yeah,
too, you know.
sometimes. No, for sure. The on the rocks
Sometimes
we have
the
those
cut
yapping really
water.
bad.
I got it. Next time I'll know to drop off a little gift to make sure y'all continue to yap. Okay.
Okay, so for today's episode, I want to talk about just women in media. And so if you guys don't know, Maya has relations in public relations.
Ooh, relations in PR.
Relations in PR,
I like that.
babes. And then Anisa is a personality of her own. And then I also wanted to do radio.
Yes.
And we
You
were
did
literally
do radio.
I did do radio.
I was about to say, what?
I did do
Wanted
radio.
to.
Yes.
And we were literally just talking about this before we started the show and how you just previously went to our radio show's Media Day.
Media Day.
Tell us about that. How was it?
Being removed and next year being my 10th year
Yeah.
is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Thinking about Media Day and the doors that it opened for me just kind of reminded me why going west ultimately was so important to my journey.
Yeah.
Now, I went kicking and screaming, if I'm going to be real. That is not where I wanted to go to school. But in hindsight, it makes so much sense that opportunities that were presented to us,
Yeah.
they were presented other places, but your access to getting the thing was very slim.
Yeah, for sure.
What I found out later was just that, if you wanted to be in radio, a lot of the inner city schools were only able to take 1 or 2 people from each school, whereas you come to West Georgia and you think
They have a whole program.
but these students are not going to make the drive from Carrollton all the way back downtown for an internship that's every single day, whether it's in the summer or in the fall, whatever. So the odds were almost a little bit stacked against us because who wants to drive 20 minutes to the highway, 30 minutes, whatever. But it put a lot into perspective. It reminded me of us in school and, the nerves talking to these different hiring people and the hope for an internship and the hope for a job that ultimately I was talking to myself a lot yesterday. If I could go back and say anything, it would be give yourself grace after graduation.
Yeah.
You do not have to have a job immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was so much fun. I love to see where our department has grown.
Yeah.
From the time we were there to now, the access these new students have and just, man, what the road that we paved.
Yeah, for sure.
You talk about the ancestors, baby, I'm your ancestor.
For sure.
She's your ancestor. She's your ancestor. I don't know where you went, but she's your ancestor. So, yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. And you were literally just telling us about just how the entire Wolf Internet Radio and the access that they have, how it changed. And it literally gave me chills because when we were there, we had a lot of access. We thought that it was a lot of access to everything that we had, but just to hear all the things that the kids have now, it's truly amazing just to see the program grow and just become how big it's become. It's amazing.
So
for sure.
different. And it's not even Wolf Internet Radio anymore. It's Wolf Radio.
Oh, wow. I know that's right.
Because Sean said he's two notches away from being able to broadcast.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it's grown.
Amazing.
We're different.
We're on the internet,
We're
babe.
different. We're different.
I know that's right. That's amazing. Shout out to the Wolf Radio.
Period. Okay.
So you went to FIST. Did you have like a media? Did you guys have like a media program there?
No. So the fact that you said like we're your ancestors, I feel that 100% because I would say the classes between maybe 2016 to 2018 have definitely created so many opportunities for the students there now.
Yeah.
I don't think there is still a communications department.
Really?
So I graduated with an English communications bachelor's degree. And so I would always put this in my personal statements that like any opportunity that I had that was actually related to media, whether it was with a newspaper or a network or anything like that, we had to outsource. We had to go to Vanderbilt. We had to go to Tennessee State, like to find those opportunities because FIST is also very small. They're very much known for history and poli-sci, all of that. So the graduates before me, like 3 or 4 years before me, and then my class, we were doing it, music business, like film, TV, all of that. Find us on LinkedIn because that's, you know what I mean? Because I can't even say that the campus like opportunities have grown, but that network, find us, like it means a lot for sure.
But you know what's crazy? Just everything you just said right there. Find us on LinkedIn. They were asking me for my LinkedIn. I'm like, baby,
yes,
I don't.
I got.
Oh, girl, you gotta get on LinkedIn. Let them kids find you.
Let them kids find you.
It needs some love. I think where I get caught up though is I'm making content and I don't know if LinkedIn is ready for the content. However it is, they've slowly made a shift.
Yeah.
It's just finding the verbiage that still feels LinkedIn appropriate, that doesn't feel caption or Facebook or Instagram. So but then also too, when you say you had to outsource, a big reason West Georgia ended up being where I was going, one, it was because my mom said that's where I was going. And two, I wanted to go to Spelman.
Same.
Didn't have the grades for it, but I had the lineage. My grandparents worked there. My mom went to school there. Like, I just knew it was going to be in me.
Yeah.
But then I realized they don't have our major. And I wasn't about to go to Clark paying Spelman's tuition to take this class. So the fact that that was a thing for you, it was one of those, like, I guess I'm just not going to do it because I don't want to have to jump through all those hoops.
Yeah. I was supposed to be at FAMU, by the way. You know they got a radio station and everything. Yes. They got a really good radio station too, for sure. So I understand.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you say that you were trying to go to Spelman and they didn't have like your major and stuff like that. So I'd want to get into this next question, but just to kind of kick it off, I want to tell like the background or like the history behind us getting into like PR, personality, and then like radio. So like I know for me, when I was at West Georgia, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know that I wanted to do mass communications until I went to like, what was it, the Coliseum or the UCC, one of those, and I did like the little career testing, and it told me, oh, you would be good in this space. So I was like, okay, because at first I was a computer science major, and then I did the switch over into mass communications and broadcasting, and I was like, okay, this is fun. Yeah. So then that's when I moved into like the radio station and like the radio shows that we had, and I'm just like, okay, I like this area of where I am. And then afterwards I actually DM'd Tracy Steele on Instagram.
I remember that. Oh my god.
As soon as I graduated, I DM'd Tracy Steele on Instagram, and I was like, hey, I really want to work at a radio station. Do you need any help with anything? And she was like, yeah, I actually do. So she hired me as her assistant. I started working with her as her assistant. Shout out to Tracy Steele and Patricia.
Okay. Hi, Tracy.
And then after that, I kind of navigated into something else, which we'll kind of talk about a little bit more as we get into the topic. But what inspired you guys to go into communications and PR? Like, what inspired you to want to pursue that path?
I mean, for me, it was the fact that I wasn't good at math or science.
Never.
Fair enough.
Never.
No. And then I thought by taking decision making at West Georgia that I was taking the easier route.
Yeah.
Well, what I've learned about myself as I've gotten older is that decision making is very hard for me, which is probably why that class was really, really hard. I should have just taken Algebra 1.
Yeah.
But I did that thinking, okay, I don't like the sound of my voice. I'm also not good at math or science. So instead of choosing the thing that I think I am good at, I'm going to go for everything that I know I'm not. And so I got to pick one of the things that I don't like. And what don't I like more? I don't like math or science more. So let's just figure it out. Let's get over this fear of being told that you have a very deep voice. The fear that, and it's funny because while I was at West Georgia, you remember Periscope?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was on Periscope one night and I was talking because going live was the thing to do, and somebody told me I sounded like a tranny, and
people can be so mean.
You know,
Losers.
It just really shook me to my core because it was somebody I didn't know.
Right.
And a part of the reason I fell in love with radio was because I got my first radio in 6th grade. Frank Ski and Wanda, Murph Dog and CJ. Those were my everyday morning people.
Yeah.
And I had no clue what they looked like. I had no clue what Greg Street looked like. I just knew I have a relationship with these people I've never met before. And so for somebody to say that about me, it changed how I looked at the relationship with the people that I'm like, I don't know what they look like, but now you know what I look like and you hear what I sound like and you think I sound not like a woman?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we got to talk ourselves out of this. It made me very afraid to use my voice. It made me want to be quiet. It made me very self-conscious. But in all of that, I still had something to say. And so I picked radio. I think being on camera and being on a microphone at the same time was too much for me at the time. However, if you were to go back on my Instagram, you'd be like, but you were posting, but you were doing this, but you were doing that. Well, I will say I was a lot more fearless then. And so the relationship with people I had never met or seen was really the driving force, because I knew with what we were doing on the radio show, people were tuned in and they were loving what we were doing. Regardless of how we felt about it. We'd end the show and be like, today was not a good day.
And we would get messages like, oh, you guys are so good.
Oh my God, I love that topic. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I think it was just getting outside of my head and then committing to something, because again, decision making is not a strong suit. It's the tism for me. It is.
The tism.
Tone it, yes. But yeah, what about you? I mean,
so I went to college to be a pre-farm major.
Really?
Now,
why would you stop finding this out?
Why would I do that? Because who am I kidding, right?
Guarantee.
Just like you said.
It's a guarantee. You know what I'm saying?
Money on. Okay, so being a writer has always been my thing.
Okay.
I always knew I was going to go on to write a book, write several books, write children's books, write dramas, all of the things. But if you watch every television show, every movie, what do you see the writers doing? Starving.
Yeah.
They're starving artists. Now, I ain't gonna never lie to y'all. I like a little money on, okay? I like what keeps it, the stability, okay?
Yes.
I like trips. I like all of those
Immediately.
things. So I went into college like, okay, I don't want to incur all of these loans. I don't want to be paying stuff back. X, Y, and Z, I gotta go pre-farm because that's where the money is. I'm going to get a job pre-farm, blase. I took biology. I said, I'm out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out. I said, I'm out of here. I changed the first semester instantly. Now, again, I was supposed to end up at FAMU. Had I went to FAMU, I wouldn't have probably had these problems because I would have went straight comm. But because we didn't have this comm department, I'm like, I got to go English. And along the way, I'll create opportunities because that was me. I'm like, well, I got to do what I want to do. So I have to find a way to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so in that, I'm like, okay, I'll just be doing these internships. I'll just find out how I can make money and still become the writer that I want to be. And if you know communications, that is just the umbrella of everything.
It is.
And I never wanted to be in front. Like, I never wanted to do broadcast, but, you know, when you attractive or whatever.
You know, they say
if
don't
I do
hide
say
that
so,
face.
They automatically assume that, oh, I want to be in front of the camera, and everything is really a victory lap because you would be running from something and then you end up, hey y'all, you end up doing it anyway.
The same thing you ran away from.
playing too much. So I found out that I was really good at networking. I was really good at finding opportunities, not just for myself, but for other people. And I have a really good network. So I like to be a resource. And along down the lines, I do want to have some type of agency that I can reach back to the college students and the high school students that feel like, you know, people will tell you, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing in mass comm. Like, that's a wasted or oversaturated avenue. You know, the science and the math geeks. It's cool. Y'all all right and all, but, you know.
Y'all are bored.
They come looking for the storytellers for everything that you pull up on your phone, everything that you turn your TV on, all of the things. Promotion, marketing, all of that. And so just using all of the skills, I am kind of good at decision making, quick, fast, in a hurry. But, and then working just in the operations of things, PR is how I found that way. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely amazing. So some people, like most people, they probably only see like the spotlight of like us actually doing it.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily see like the behind the
journey.
The scenes work. It truly is a journey. Yeah. And then even outside of just the journey of doing what we're doing, what it takes to do what we're doing, but like to get there, you know, like it takes time. It takes resilience. Like it takes, because you're going to get a couple of no's before you get a couple of yeses.
Yeah.
A couple.
More than not. More than not.
So I want to talk about that. Just kind of like, because I think that for me, going from the internet radio station at my school and then working for Tracy and then going into like a corporate job, I'm just like, oh, this is not what I planned for myself. And I didn't plan that only because like the path that was laid out to me that I went on when it came to working with Tracy and working at Hot 107.9, it just wasn't enough, you know? So let's talk about like the behind the scenes work, like the stuff that people don't necessarily see, that like they probably didn't know that we're in communications and we're like, you know, working corporate jobs and now we're doing this. They probably don't see the background as to why we're doing this right now. So I want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, and I also want to add to I guess your question or where the conversation is shifting to. It's like, and I want you to dive into what it's like to work under a giant.
Yeah.
Because did that leave room for encouragement for you to step in behind her or behind said person? Or did you feel like you were going to be playing the background for a while?
I definitely felt like I was going to be playing the background for a while. And I think that was the intention for the job that I took on when working with her, which I understood at the time. And I know that in the time of me trying to actually work at the radio station itself, it's competitive. And 9 times out of 10, most of those people that's working there, they're not looking to leave. And they're not also looking to potentially find new people. And then also to kind of play off of that, like times are shifting to where people aren't even playing the radio anymore as much, to where we're now shifting to where cars have MP3 players and aux cords and stuff like that. So I can like, just looking back at it, I can understand as to why my standpoint was to kind of shift into something that would be a little bit more beneficial for me monetarily. But I think that at that time, it wasn't I don't want to say the intimidation of coming in behind a giant. I would say that it was just the position that was laid out for me. Like, I just thought that this was just what it was. Because not only was I working with her at the radio station, but I also was just traveling with her while she was doing her DJ sets, working with her while she was operating her business, Still Pretty. So, like, I think that was just the opportunity that I had, and maybe I just didn't take advantage of it a little bit more to kind of put myself in rooms to where I can meet other people that could potentially do a little bit better than what was already planned out for me. If that makes sense.
That's real. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
I totally forgot about the Tracy Steele era.
Yeah.
I mean, because you were busy.
I was.
You were never here.
I was traveling with her, going to every daggone city, meeting so many people. And I think that's why I said that I fought myself as well, because I will commend her for that, because she put me in rooms with a lot of celebrities, a lot of other people that I felt like I could have taken advantage of, but I just didn't. Yeah. You know, so I don't think that it was me coming behind a giant. I don't know, maybe just the opportunity just didn't set itself for me, and that's okay.
I feel that.
But I want to talk about you guys' like the upbringing of you going into like the personality space and your PR space, that background work. How hard has it been for you guys?
I will say at this point this year makes 12 years doing this. And does it get easier? No. Mm-hmm. Every time there's a microphone, I get nervous. Mm-hmm. I start sweating. I get hot. And I know I'll do a good job. It's just, you love something when you still get the good anxious feeling. So it has been a long time. But I also have been in similar position as you where I did go get a job. Well, the job was presented and I almost turned it down. And my mom was like, yet again, you're taking that job. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, but why? I'm substitute teaching. I'm good. I got a little check coming in. She said, yeah, but that health insurance is going to make a difference. Mm-hmm. And so as I'm at this job, the pandemic strikes and all of these things. And then I finally understood why that yes was so important. Mm-hmm. And it also helped me better understand why people charge what they do, but then at the same time, it brought a lot to light as to how people are using their money when it comes to the entertainment side. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of creators and creatives and celebrities that I've come across, they don't have certain things in place like health insurance, but charge premiums to do the job. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry to anybody that this offends, but if we're going to clock it, let's clock it. We got to take care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. We are living in a world that really does not care about us. Health insurance may be a scam. Sorry. But we got to position ourselves where if we need to get the things done, then we need to be smart about it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if we're all being as smart as we need to be. Yeah. So the job for me, it ended up making more sense like in the middle of being at the job than when I first said yes. Because I was, again, frustrated at the fact that my mom didn't understand and my dad didn't understand why can't I just be a personality? Mm-hmm. Why won't you just support me through that? Well, you can do both, is what I learned. And so now I'm fun employed, which is what I call it, but I'm really leaning more into my
fun employed. I love that.
Because it is fun. It's fun, but it's also very frustrating because I got comfortable in the job, in that bi-weekly check, in that insurance, in that this, that, and the third. But I am looking again. If I'm being honest, like I like being able to do both. I also like learning other sides of the business. I don't know if anybody asked this, but if you left it up to me, I would tell anybody, go get a job that aligns with the thing that you want to do or apply for those jobs, whether it's you want to be an influencer, so you work in social media marketing and you're the one posting for the brand. Do that. And then you work your way into being the influencer marketing specialist. And then you learn what other people are charging for X amount of posts so that then you position yourself to do the same thing. Right? So I've learned a lot in being a corporate entrepreneurial baddie over the years. And I don't think I would change any part of that because that funded this. So I can still do both. And I think we all can. Like, don't get it twisted. The Instagram looks great, but there's a girl working a 9-to-5 behind all of this.
For sure.
And I just posted that I'm at Disney World. Yes, I am. I did both.
No, I actually really love that. And I think that potentially, and we talked about this maybe a couple of weeks ago, but potentially my whole setback of me not going into a position that was kind of aligned with that radio personality outside of working with Tracy still was more so just like me needing funds immediately. So I wasn't even thinking to look at positions that were aligned with what I already currently do. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me just try and find something. Got comfortable, and luckily we still have this. And then outside of that, I still created like The Girl Cave, which was another show that we had.
So good.
So I'm just like, I still find ways to find my way back to talking on a mic.
The thing that you're called to do.
Exactly.
I have found a balance in that because, like you said, you have to find a job related that's aligned to like what you want to do. And I think that the way it's sold to us, the lifestyle that is marketed to us, is that well, I'm going to go get a job with Essence. I'm going to go get a job with Sports Illustrated. I'm going to go with the big dogs, you know. But if I know you went on LinkedIn, whole time everybody's getting laid off at one time. You know what I mean?
But also, whole time the Chihuahua is exactly where you need to be.
You know what I mean?
Because that lady knows that lady who's at Essence, and then she going
right.
It's so many opportunities to down here. And I think Issa Rae was the person that spoke about networking across and not always trying to, and I need to get with the big dogs. No, because the big dogs, they barely want to know your name. They're barely, you know, going to see the value in your growth. Yeah. And that's what's most important, is knowing like, okay, I can do this for the time being, but is there opportunity for growth? And so I'm real patient about the situation. Like, I will have my 9 to 5 because the end goal is entrepreneurship. And it is, like you said, knowing how, like, I work in the finance department. Do a little HR. Like, knowing how the back end works is good to me. Like, that makes me sleep at night well, because when I do go on to do things entrepreneurship wise, then it's like I know how to vouch for myself. I know how to make sure that I'm taken care of without having to go and get signed for an agency. And I know another content creator, she used to be like a graphic design and a marketer, and now she does content, and everybody's like wants her to jump to do sign with the agency. And she's like, this is just like the music business, y'all. They trying to put me in a 360 deal. When I know how to vouch for myself, I know how to get what I earn and what I'm valued for, and I'm not in a rush. And I think that's most important too, because again, that lifestyle is like, oh, I quit my job and now I can go get a damn go-yard bag tomorrow. Like, no, that's not the real.
I mean, it's levels to this thing, right? A few months ago, I had a conversation with Crystal Renee Hazlett from Sisters. Her. And I just had to tell her flat out, like, girl, you don't want to tell me how to put my wig on. Like, hello? And it reminded me of being in college. It reminded me of my early 20s and pandemic, when nail salons were closed. One, no more lashes. So what are we doing? Trying to do our own nails at home. Press-ons, babe.
Period.
So it's more than just like knowing how to read the contract. And I encourage anybody out there, before you're 30, because I don't think this is it's not a bad thing per se. You're given a toolbox at the beginning of your life. And throughout your life, you collect different tools to include in the toolbox. So for you, whether it's being the finance major and having that in your back pocket, guess what? Now I know numbers, and that's in my toolbox. And so however you decide to use that tool or that superpower, it's going to work to your advantage, whether you know it is or not. For me, maybe it was learning how to put a wig on. Maybe it was learning how to do these press-ons. And maybe it was learning how to dress myself so that, you know, I can collaborate with a stylist, but I don't have to give everything I have. And so I just think it's so important to know the backside of whatever it is. If you're the talent, if you are the brand, know how to work your own business before you bring other people in. Because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna love your baby or love you like you love you. And so they can come in here and shake that table up, and they'll give you all these suggestions, and now you're confused. So I've spent a lot of time loving on myself a lot more in this, because there are things that I know that I learned along the way to make sure I know now how to handle people, how to handle contracts, how to handle relationships. Like, there's just levels to it, man.
I think that those are all great points, because I think that you do it so well.
Oh, thanks.
And I think that you show it so well as well. Like, you just watching your content grow on social media, I'm like, wow. Just the growth has been such an amazing journey to watch. And I think that you built such a magnetic brand. Like, it makes me and empowers me to want to continue to find ways to touch in my craft of getting behind a mic, because you do it so well.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
And on the flip side, I just want to give you your flowers, because while I'm over here, and I mean, really the podcast as a whole, there have been many iterations of you and the things that you poured into, and now this. I will say, I think this is the best, most polished version that I've seen you walk through, and I've seen y'all do together. I do watch, so
thanks,
I love it.
Thank you.
And then the other side is, whatever happened after you working for Tracy.
Yeah.
Again, it never even crossed my mind because there were things you were doing that I was like, dang, I'm behind. So you've been through how many houses at this point?
Girl, please.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is that you say that because watching you at that point, I'm like, I wouldn't say that we were in competition, but I'm like, oh, like, it was motivation to me because I felt like you were doing so well as well. And I'm just like, we were just doing chit chat together. And now I'm like, oh, wow. Like,
it's almost like when you look at your friends and they're getting married and it's like, oh my God, if I would have set the career down for a second, maybe I would have had more time to pour into a relationship.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm still living at my mom's house and she just bought a house. Like, what am I doing? Or when you had a birthday party and I think we were in your parents' backyard and I'm looking at all the people who show up for you and I'm like, dang, well, maybe if I would have had a little bit more time, I'd be able to pour back into some of my other relationships. And like, oh my God, I wish I had just. So whatever you were doing, I just remember there's always somebody looking at it like, maybe I'm behind. Because I definitely felt that way looking at you in these houses and the fact that you can put a house together and buy, multiple, and furnish it and make it look nice. And because I moved into a townhouse and there's no pictures on the wall.
It's okay.
I've been there for a year. I've been there for a year. And in like 3 months, you've been able to get a whole couch, put it together yourself. It's downstairs. Then you got the light fixtures under the this and that. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think you're doing amazing too.
Oh, thanks. I think y'all are doing amazing.
Thanks. I mean,
so wait, can I ask? You're a publicist.
Yes.
Okay. Because, you know, I people throw around PR all the time, and I'm like, okay, PR what? Are they a publicist or are they a...
I'm music lane, so I also represent a rapper right now. Shout out to Mr. Hardhead, OGDC.
Shout out to you, Mr. Hardhead.
Mr. Hardhead.
You know, I got to call him Hardhead every time. But yeah, that's my lane, because I do love music, and I like film and TV as well, but music is like where I want to land for sure.
Good.
Yeah,
that's so.
You
dope.
do love music. You have a good ear for music.
Oh, thank you.
You know every song.
Not every song.
Every producer, whoever wrote it,
I have
She's into the credit.
Yeah, she is for sure.
My palette is here, there, and everywhere.
I love that. I love that.
So she was just talking about how. We were just talking about how. We kind of saw each other's journey and we kind of felt like, oh, we were a little bit behind. Is there anyone in that lane that you're in the publicist lane, that you were just like, oh, dang,
honestly,
like, am I doing enough?
Honestly, it just makes me think that, like, I can do several things.
Yeah.
I can try my hand at several things. Like, if copywriting isn't working, then I can try my hand at publicist. I can try my hand at marketing, because the two do go hand in hand, but a lot of people think that they're the same thing, but they are not. And my strength is in the network and the outsourcing, so that would be the difference for me. But I mean, I follow, and people have said this all the time, like, no, I'm not following everybody that I went to school with. Not everybody. I'm not following everybody that I went to college with. But I am following people that, like, keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
And it may not be something that I feel like I need to jump to do right now, but I can jot that down and it inspires me to, like, along the way. Because I believe that it is a journey. Like, I don't look at content creators that are doing trips, like they're being flown out or they're getting PR and all of these different things. I just look at it as like something to put on the board.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the copywriting has taken me far because a lot of people don't want to write. Now we got ChatGPT and different, like, there'll always be an opportunity as long as I'm seeking it. I do take a step back sometimes because I also never really wanted to work for like a big company because I would see the way that they would get laid off, and again, stability was very important to me. So I think that there is still so many opportunities. The game has changed from like when we graduated from college. Like, you can start off as a content creator, sitting in your bed with your bonnet on maybe, talking about things that we watch on TV. We talking about the Grammys, we talking about the Academy Awards, and now you're a commentator. You know, you never know what lane it can take you to. So It's just inspiring.
Yeah. I agree. I want to shift gears a little bit into the corporate world, because we all three have jobs in outside of just the media, into the corporate world, and I feel like we're each doing a great job at taking up space, however that looks, whether big or small, in this media space. What is taking up space in the corporate world or in your current job looks like for you, even if it's not something to where you want to continue to do outside of media?
The funny thing is, I just got a promotion, and I'm like, thank you. I'm like, thanks, guys. I'm still leaving.
Thank you.
And the thing is, I've always been the youngest at any job that I've had. So I'm looking at people, and I'll never forget, I worked for the city, and one of my coworkers, she was maybe in her like 50s or 60s. And I was telling her like, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm moving to Atlanta. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. And she was just like, where are you going to go? First of all, honey, I ain't looking for no pension from nobody.
Okay.
I don't have, and then I'm surrounded by people that are stressed out by the job, and it's not funny because it's their life and their truth, but I don't plan to retire and be at anyone's job for 20 or 30 years. I just don't think that is the world that we live in today, and we're not that generation. Like, it's just not going to happen for me. This is for stability. This is to fund the dream. This is so I can pay my publisher. This is so I can pay to go to X, Y, and Z and, you know, be seen and network.
Yeah.
So taking up space, I'm really good at my job. I don't know a lot of people that get promoted within a year. I did deserve it, though, so thank you for that. But I think the environment alone, it keeps me motivated to, like, don't get stuck. Don't settle. And also, don't forget, like, your dreams. That's another thing that will never happen, though, because they be coming to me. Like, it keeps me up at night to the point that it's like, if I don't execute something, I might see somebody else do it, and I'm like, dang, that's God telling me, like, all right, go ahead and spend a little bit more time doing this or pouring into that, because this is just for that time. Yeah.
Well, like I told you, I'm fun employed these days. One of my friends was like, stop saying that. I said, why? I mean, this is lit.
I love it,
the term. I'm unemployed.
It's lit, but at the same time, it does get a little like, all right. Well, but I also know that in order for me to get the next thing, it does require some level of participation. And if I'm being real, there has been no participation on my end to apply. Because, I don't know, I enjoy having the time to breathe into myself and to spend time, I don't know, cold reaching out to people. Hey, do you need this? Do you need that? I think taking up space in that arena, though, looked like being myself. And a lot of corporations don't want to, they search high and low to find your Instagram. They want to see what you're talking about. But I had been there for 6.5 years at that point. And I had been used for different media opportunities on behalf of the company. So I think the more they saw me in front of the camera, and then a random coworker would see a TikTok that may have gone viral, and they'd be like, oh my God, I saw your video. So then that changed things. I was like, okay, well, no more mask around here. You see what it is. Like, let's just, the code switch came off, and they were like, oh, Anisa, you're just so funny. Yeah. Okay, cool, lady, whatever. Just cut the check and go on about it. So I think my taking up space is just being myself and being comfortable in it, because ultimately, what you saw on the internet, I'm not going to stop doing. As long as I'm not coming for you in this company, y'all are not a part of no kind of skit. I'm not talking down on y'all, none of that. But I got what I got going on. As long as that deliverable gets met, what's the issue? So
subscribe. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that.
You want to watch?
Subscribe. You're watching anyway. You might as well subscribe.
You contributed to your nighttime routine. Be quiet. Okay.
No, that's so funny. And it's so crazy that you guys say that, because I can just kind of knowing both of y'all's personalities and the drive that y'all have, like, that's definitely the lane that you're supposed to be in. Me, on the other hand, I enjoy project management work. So
I was just like, you sold the hell out some insurance.
I did. And my thing is, like, I love just being behind the camera, being behind the mic, but I feel like I think going back to school is what got me driven to wanting to do a little bit more project management work. And I always say, not everybody can be in the entertainment business. Not everybody can be like in the media space, you know? But I think that being able to be as comfortable as I am in a corporate space while also still doing the things that I love. I enjoy it.
Both get poured into.
Yeah, for sure. They both get poured into.
It's a great playground to be in.
It is. It really is if you really think about it.
It's like two different breaths of air that smell nice together. Yeah, it's like mixing perfumes.
Yes. Love that.
Layer.
Okay, so the next thing I want to get into before we wrap it up is this what you guys imagined for your career? Like the path that you've been down, the path that you're on right now, is this what you imagined? Because I know for me, like I said, I didn't imagine working in the insurance business, but I have, and I'm kind of feel like I'm doing a great job at it. But I always found my way back behind a mic. And I think that that's not something that I imagined for myself. I knew that I enjoyed it, but I didn't know that I was going to continuously find a way to continue to pop them YouTube videos out there and talk to somebody, yap somebody's ear off to death. I didn't think that it was going to be on my bingo card. Did I love to do it? Yes. I think that after I graduated and after I worked for Tracy, and then I went to work in the insurance business, it just went to the back of my mind.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you guys?
If you have an answer, please.
I knew that it wasn't going to be like straightforward.
Yeah.
I knew that there were going to be some zigzags, and at some age, I don't know what point, I was like open to whatever's going to get me to like where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we are blessed with so many different gifts. There's things that we are good at that are our strengths that we haven't even exercised yet. So like I had said, I'm being very patient about, like right now, like you said, you love doing project management. I like that I can come to work and do the damn thing. Like they tell me all the time, oh Maya, you are so good at finding out, you get the expense reports, the spender, the travel, all of the things. But that's because I'm good at coordinating and I'm good at like task management, really a lot of project management things. And so even in getting that certificate, it's like I can go into any industry because there's a lot of people that need those strengths and that talent in a lot of different industries. Right. So I've always been open-minded about what that's going to look like, but I've always been like, I need a steady paycheck because even with moving to Atlanta, I'm from Chicago, so I moved here in 2023 off of like an opportunity to work for Revolt. And here go my dad. Oh, she working for P. Diddy. Dad, don't tell nobody that.
Wait
That's
a
not
minute,
true.
Daddy Hood.
That's not true.
P. Diddy?
That's not true. But I'm like, there were so many opportunities when I first got here, and they've kind of like, you know, wound down a little bit. But I know that if I get back on my Zoom, they're always going to be there for me to take up. So, I just be like going with whatever.
Going with the flow.
I got a little steady paycheck.
You're such a go with the flow person.
I really am not though, but I try to be like.
You go with too many flows.
Too many?
Yeah.
But
like you with all the flows.
There's so many flows that I can like get on that it's just like, why not? Why not?
Why not?
If you knew me 5 years ago, which you've known me for a decade now, but up close and personal, you would know I was very strict in things. And it didn't really benefit me. Yeah. It's dirty 30 time. You know what I mean? I have to be...
Come on, dirty 30.
Yeah.
What about you, Anisa?
Yeah. Well, great answer. Did I know it would look like this now? Yes and no. I lean more on my no than my yes.
That's
because
fair.
I knew coming up in the generation that we came up in, us being a part of the technology wave and computers and cell phones and this, that, I thought all the technology would progress except for a microphone. And the audacity of me to think that everything else would change except for people choosing to amplify their voice in this way.
Girl, they on the streets with the microphone.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it really put a lot into perspective that I thought I was going to have more time to run down a certain runway and make a name for myself. And, you know, my 20s is the time that I'm supposed to do it. I'm going to LA. I'm going to do these different things. But am I really sowing my seeds in these different areas? The answer is yes and no. Because I'm like, okay, I met the people, but then what? My follow-up was not strong. So, big picture, the audacity of me to think that a microphone would not get the same recognition as like a cell phone does or the newest iPhone, because now everybody has a platform. Everybody is a personality and everybody is a host. So now what does that make somebody like me, who's created an entire persona around being the person for the event or being the voice or being on air? So now we pivot, and I'm not gonna lie, I hate that word. I hate that word so much. Being in a generation that has to embrace change so much, I desire certain things to stay a little bit longer.
That's
and
fair.
so at this point, I thought, well, let me not say that. So I just did the NAACP Image Awards.
And you did an amazing job. I was
Thank you.
cheesing while watching your video.
Thank you. A lot of people thought that by now I would have done that already, or it's only your first time. I got a lot of that. And so it's like, yeah, I'm 30 now. And so to take a little bit of pressure off of yourself, it's, yeah, things are happening at 30.
Yeah.
You don't have to be at every award show in your
Yeah.
20s. You don't have to hit every carpet. I think that really sobered me up. Like, I boo-hoo cried the day after the carpet interviews because I finally saw myself where I always wanted to be. Now, I've done a lot of stuff, don't get me wrong, but nothing felt like that.
Yeah.
Not one thing. So I had always prayed that moments like that would happen. I didn't know when, I didn't know how, but I anchored on to the fact that I finally figured out what my both could be, and that I could be known for more than a host, and that there are people out there that will honor you as the businesswoman who, you know, if you're working at a job and you feel like they don't value you, well, there's somebody out there, there's a company out there that will value you to do the corporate work. And I found my people. So that's where my yes comes in, is that for so long I felt like, no, this isn't making sense. And yeah, I'm doing things, but they feel very small in comparison to who I'm looking at and the people that I hang out with, and they're doing these grand things. But then the moment always comes.
Yeah.
And I do believe that God makes us wait so that we appreciate it more, and we also know how to handle certain rooms and conversations, how to negotiate for ourselves, how to ask for certain pay, how to show up, how to do it with class. And so I think that I have officially unlocked a special Pokemon card. Thank
For
you, God,
sure.
to finally understand that, yes, it does look like how I believe it's supposed to look now. At 30.
There's no timeline. There's no timeline to achieve any of the things that we feel like we need to achieve in this space. I think that something that we always say, comparison is a thief of joy.
Sure.
And I think that you've done an amazing job at just kind of building up your brand and creating it and like building it to what it is right now to get you at the NAACP awards. Like, that's absolutely amazing.
It is.
It's very scary.
It's okay. You about to do big things, babe.
You sure will.
Big
It's
things
just the
are happening.
beginning.
But
Big
I mean,
things are happening.
I can't wait to see y'all on the Apple Podcast top,
Period. Apple
top
Podcasts.
10. You know, it's going to be there. It's going to be nominated for an NAACP Image Award. It's going to be all of the things. I'm believing it. I mean, 30s, I feel like I just left my infant stage. I feel like I'm stepping into adulthood. There are times when I feel like more of an adult than anything, but also I know we got to wrap up. But I have to say this. This didn't look how I thought it would, because let's go back like 3 weeks ago, I was in the hospital again. I had surgery again. So no, I'm not thinking I'm going to even be able to make it. I'm praying to God every day, like, please, God, please just like heal me enough so I can get on this flight and do the job, because I've wanted this for so long. But I am in the midst of a sit-down season. And we don't often talk about those seasons when you are quite literally sat down and nothing is coming to you.
Yeah.
I lost my job. 2 days later, surgery number 1. 4 days later, I'm admitted into the hospital because the surgery, I got an infection. So I'm there for a week. For months, I'm sitting in the house, not going anywhere, not talking to a whole lot of people. And in that process, I'm reminded visibility is currency. So while I'm not posting on social media, ain't nobody thinking about me.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we use social media as a gauge to see how people are doing as opposed to checking in on them.
Right.
And so, no, this doesn't look how I thought it was going to look because I was quiet for so long.
Yeah.
But to your point earlier, both of y'all, that the opportunity with Revolt, the opportunity with Revolt, even though that didn't go through, doesn't mean that the people who are in place over there have forgotten about you. It just means that that's not right now.
Yeah.
So there are no's, there are not right nows, and then there are sit down seasons. And so at this point, I am finally trying to embrace being sat down because I do believe that the same slingshot David used to fight Goliath is the slingshot that I'm sitting in to take down my Goliath.
That's
right.
amazing. Yeah.
So,
That's
amazing. Big giants, small slingshots, small rocks, big impact.
Yeah.
For sure. So what's next? What's next for everybody? What's one goal that you guys want to reach in this space that we're in?
Oh my gosh.
You can do one for like GBT, but then also one goal that you would like to reach in the publicist.
Well, I definitely have wanted to like sit down with people, not just my artists right now, but like interviewing.
Yeah.
That was always a thing, and utilizing the network that I have to like storytell.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's what I want to do, is tell stories. And so that's definitely the goal. And then to get my book published.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not in a rush, but everybody else is like, girl, I need to read the book. And it's like, you guys, Maya Angelou didn't publish her first book until she was like in her 40s. Like, relax. You know what I mean? Like, I have to experience life. And that's another reason, like, I was not always so go with the flow. I'm like, it needs to be like this, that, and the third. But you said I'm still in my infant stage for a few more months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so stepping into...
Wait, what does that mean?
I turned 30 in July.
Oh, period.
So you
Praise
said you
God.
feel like, you know what I mean?
Welcome.
And so I'm happy to be here, you know?
Good, bad, almost 30.
Almost 30, yes. So
Whoa.
with that, it's like I have conditioned myself to be a little more open to what's about to happen. It's happened to you. It's happened to you. It's on its way.
Yeah, for sure.
I pray nothing ghetto over your life.
Thank you.
I'm so serious, because when I tell you that carpet got snatched from up under
That's
me.
what we've talked about all like season
Girl.
1 and season 2. Like, you have to not lower your expectations, but you'll be humbled by things if you think like, oh, this gotta be like this, and this gotta be like this, and that gotta be like. I don't want to feel that way, because I know how God works, and his sense of humor. I'd be like, oh, you think you funny, because it's wicked sometimes.
For sure.
Oh, he will show you. And so now, just like I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing planned. I got a few plans, but your plan is bigger. So do what you got to do. That's where I'm at.
It's a game of submission.
Yes, for sure.
And surrender. And I believe that I had so many plans for myself that there was no choice but to, I'm going to force you out of this.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law always says, you got to be nimble with the things that you're doing. Be very mindful that what you have today could be gone tomorrow. And that's not even just financially, it's your home.
Life, yes.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was my apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I lost my apartment, random, just whatever. In an instant, your situation can change. But I pray that nothing ghetto comes your way. And,
Thank you.
And if it does, then there's something so much greater than what you could have even imagined on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that you have to lower your expectations, though. I think that I wish somebody told me about getting closer to 30, that hustle, that that early 20s hustle that we had, where it's like, shoot, I'm gonna just go do it. Why not?
Yeah.
I wish they would have told me that kind of goes down a little bit and your hustle gets placed elsewhere. Because I wish I could go. Like, when I tell you, I was working, but Edgewood used to see me real bad. Edgewood, different music scenes and things like that. I mean, you want me to host it? Fine, whatever. Stick to the plan.
Yeah.
And let the thing you love just continue to push you. Because, baby, me and a nap.
Yeah. Oh, I love a good nap.
Me and a stay in the house. I pay rent there. It's like a section at the club.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice
I'm just
here.
enjoying
The
what I
drinks
paid
are
for.
here. You know, if you smoke hookah. So, yeah. A goal for me, what is it? Just, I think mine is kind of what I just said. It's just staying mindful.
Yeah.
And being, in a way, managing my expectations that I place on myself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, girl, you're only 30. You'll never be this young again. Like, just go do it. Okay, but also, you need rest. You need to sit down. You need to, before you're forced to sit down. And also, just a goal of mine is to strengthen my discernment a little bit more and be able to say yes and no to certain opportunities after asking God for permission first.
Yeah.
Because we'll see the brand, we'll see the opportunity and be like, immediately yes, and then get there and be like, I really should not have done that.
Yeah.
So being a little slower to respond and dealing with people who understand it's okay to think about it before giving an immediate answer.
Yeah.
Praise God. That was that. You know what? That's a sign.
That
the
was
good.
for sure.
That's the good, the bad, and the 30.
The good, the bad, and the 30. I know that's right. So, this was absolutely amazing.
It
Thank you
was.
so much for coming.
Anytime.
We want you to look in this camera and plug yourself. Plug your podcast. Talk about the podcast. Tell them how they can follow your journey because big things are coming your way this year, babes.
Thanks for having me. Anisa Brenee on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Anisa Brenee. That's Ani. That's elbow. But Anisa, not Anissa, Anicia, none of that. Anisa Brenee, okay? Like Kiera said, I do have a podcast with my co-host, Brigitte Array. It's called Off the Record, where we go unscripted, unfiltered to talk all things corporate and entrepreneurship and working in creative spaces with some of our favorite boss babes and boss fellas in the industry. And we just go behind the scenes. We go off the record with all of our guests. So tune in. We are virtual, so you can tune in on YouTube. And then what else do I have going on? I don't know. Follow me on Instagram, and you will see everything that comes out. But in the meantime, thank you.
Of course.
This is so good.
This was great. This is a great conversation.
It sure was.
For sure. Thank you so much.
I can't wait to celebrate your birthday.
I know. Listen, come through.
Yes.
We're going to have to fly your co-host down here. We got to do a collab.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. I was
You
about
may
to
have
come up
did
with
something
something.
like that.
She liked that.
May did something there. We're going to have to collab, okay? We love that.
Come
Off
on,
the
girl,
record,
DC.
the good, the bad,
The
the 30.
30.
Ooh. Or the good, the bad, the 30 goes off the record. Oh! Hold on. There's
Wait a minute.
There's Shondo in my spirit.
You may have did something with that one,
I love it.
sister.
Hold on, that's good.
I love
Okay. Well, hold on, get me off of here because I almost ended your podcast.
Okay, it's completely fine. Thank you guys so much for watching The Good,
The bad,
The 30.
and the 30.
Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. TTYL.